Tila bracelets are a hot trend that are perfect for the holidays. Wear them to bling it up for a party or give them as the perfect gift. Hi, I'm Patty. I'm a jewelry designer here at Fire Mountain Gems and Beads Jewelry Studio. And today I'm going to show you how to make a fun and festive Tila bracelet.
Get our email newsletter for beading news, sale announcements, new product announcements, and more. Link is in the description below.
Let's take a look at the Tila bracelets. I made this beautiful set of holiday Tila bracelets this year, and we're going to be making this one in particular. Isn't that gorgeous? It's got full, half, and quarter Tila beads and some little seed beads thrown in for a little extra measure. Let's talk about Tila beads just in case you're not familiar with them. Tila beads are a bead that has two holes, as you can see here, so you string both sides. A full Tila bead is square, as you can see there. They come in a great variety of colors and finishes, and they're great combined with other seed beads. Let me show you the three different sizes of Tila beads. Here we have the three sizes of Tilas. This one is a full Tila. You can see that's pretty square. Then there's a half and a quarter. It's on its side. It's just a little slice there. And when you combine these together, you get a really interesting look. It gives you all kinds of variation, dimension, and interest. So let's get started building the Tila bracelet. Let's look at the materials that we're going to have in here. So here are most of the Tila beads that we'll use. We have a gold Tila bead in a full and a half, and we've got some little gold seed beads in size 11. We've also got full and half in green, full half and quarter in white in various finishes. And then, of course, it's the holidays, so don't forget the red in the half and the quarter. We're going to be stringing these on power cord. This is a wonderfully strong elastic cord, and it's perfect for the Tila bracelets. The holes in the Tilas are very small, so I like to use this 0.5 millimeter cord, which is very thin. And then we're going to use this special wide eye needle. You can see here I've got it opened up so that the middle of the needle opens up and the ends are closed, which makes it super easy to thread. And what I like to do once I get it open is just stick a toothpick in there, and that keeps it open for you. So I've cut about 12 inches of power cord here. You could cut a little less, but having a little extra is really nice when you're using a bead stopper like we're going to use in this Tila bracelet. The first thing I'll do is go ahead and condition the cord, which is just stretching it out. And then make sure that it still has good stretch, but it's ready to thread on. Okay, excellent. So we'll go ahead and grab the bead stopper. There's a couple of different kinds of bead stoppers that you can use. There's the one with the plastic handles and without the plastic handles. I like this for Tila bracelets. And at the end, you'll really see why. So let's go ahead and use this one. So I'm just going to apply that bead stopper down here toward the end. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and start threading on Tila beads. You're going to make a random pattern. I'm going to kind of try and follow the pattern here, but it really doesn't matter. We're going to do whatever works. So I'm going to go ahead and thread my power cord through my needle. I just want to leave a couple of inches at the end there. And I've added a bead stopper here at the other end of my bracelet. I'm just going to go ahead and start threading on beads. Here's my first green Tila. And then I think I'll go to a red half Tila. There we go. And I'm threading only on one side right now. We'll go back and thread all the way through the other side of the beads at the end. So let's grab a white quarter, and I'm just going to continue in a random pattern that interests me. Let's do a gold full. And a red quarter. And then I'm going to do a seed bead break between the Tilas. I'm going to show you that on the bracelet before I do it. So you can see here, I've got this little pattern going, and then there are 2 seed beads. We're just going to thread on one of those seed beads. The other one will go on the other cord when we do the other side. So let's grab a gold seed bead. There we are. And you're just going to continue in a pattern that you enjoy until you've threaded on about 7 1/4 to 7 1/2 inches of beads, depending on the size of the wrist that you're threading for. So just measure your wrist, give yourself 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ease, depending on how loose you like your bracelets. And we're going to go on to the next step. I have one that's all strung, and I'll show you to string the other side. Okay, so I've got my power cord threaded through the needle, and we'll start on the other side. It's attached here with the other piece of power cord to the bead stopper. And I'll pick up a seed bead because we're starting with the seed bead on this side. And I'll go through all of the beads on the opposite side here until I come to a place where I need another seed bead. Then I'm just going to go ahead and pull that through. You can just kind of pull one off at a time if you need to. Pull that all the way through. Good. And just check to make sure you went through all the seed beads, which I did, or all the Tila beads, which I did. And I'm going to pick up another seed bead here. They're running from me. There we are. And then I'm just going to get my Tilas straightened back out and ready to go through the next set. So we'll go through these, just making sure that you go through all the beads you want to go through. There we are. And pull through. And you're just going to continue on like this until you've gone through the whole pattern. And I'm going to come right back with one that's threaded through both sides. Okay, you can see that we've threaded the whole pattern through both sides. And I've got a bead stopper holding both ends. We're going to go ahead and do the knots. Let me show you how to do that. So we're going to do one side at a time. So I'm going to undo one bead stopper, choose a side to leave open, and I'm going to put it back on the side that I'm not tying right now, just for assurance. Okay, and then we're going to go over to the other bead stopper and undo that. And then we're going to figure out which side we have that we're working with. Just make sure that your beads don't fall off while you're doing that. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do a surgeon's knot. A surgeon's knot is like your regular square knot with a little twist. So the way that we'll do this is I'm going to go right over left, and I'm going to pull it in fairly tight, and then I'm going to go left over right. And when I do that, I'm going to go around twice, and that's what creates the surgeon's knot. So we went through one time, and then a second time. And that's a much more secure knot for something slippery like paracord. Now see how I'm leaving my finger in that space? Doesn't look very comfortable, but it's not so bad. So it's nice and tight here at the bottom, and my finger's in this space, and what I'm going to do is tighten it on my finger and then just remove my finger, and it tightens that knot really, really well. Then I am going to knot the other side. Okay, now there's this great little trick I'm going to show you on how to glue these knots without incorporating any of the beads on the other side. This is actually Elaine's trick, one of the other jewelry designers here, that she showed me, and I think it's fantastic, so I want to show you. So you're going to take one of these knots, just going to separate that out. Go ahead and let it stretch out, that's fine. And you're going to take your bead stopper and open your bead stopper. The reason I like these for this, especially the large one, is that we're just going to put the last rung of the bead stopper over that knot. And so you can see the knot inside the bead stopper. Let me bring that up really nice and close so you can see that. See how you can see the knot? You even center that a little bit more. Now I'm going to be able to glue that knot and let it dry without touching the beads. So let's grab a little E6000 Plus. I like this for paracord because it dries flexible and strong. A hard drying glue could break your paracord. So we'll just get the tiniest dot, literally very small. And I'm just going to glue all the way around that knot. Just the tiniest bit. You don't want a lot because that has to slip through the Tila bead later. So just a little bit, and you can use your other end of the toothpick to get any excess off. And then you do that to the other side, and then you're just going to let this dry for 24 hours. Okay. You can see that both of my knots for my Tila bracelet are fully dried. It's been 24 hours. I'm going to go ahead and remove those bead stoppers and just cut off the tails. And you can cut really nice and close because you've glued it so well. There we go. And last one. Snip that right off. Okay. So the last thing to finish your Tila bracelet that you need to do is just slide those knots inside that full Tila. I like to start with a full Tila when I start my pattern. That way your knot is right next to a full to really hide the knot well. So we're just going to slide those in, and you just do it real carefully. And you can do one side at a time if you want. And it just finesses in there. Take a little time if you need to. And there you have your gorgeous Tila bracelet. Isn't that fun and festive and all ready for the holidays? And my favorite thing about these is that you can put them in a stack and wear them together. This is really how people are doing that these days. Just love it. I hope you've enjoyed making this beautiful Tila bracelet. If you make your own Tila jewelry, make sure and tag us. We would love to see what you create. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and sign up for our email newsletter. Links for that and to all the products that we use today in the Tila bracelet are in the description box below. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time.